Welcome back to Inside Out. Well, the street has been debating about the big valuation gap between Sapphire and Devyani. In fact, investors quizzed the management of Sapphire Foods in their Q1 FY23 con call about this gap. The management responded saying that they are focused on business and also on their execution plans, which for them is most crucial. In fact, the management jokingly added that if buy orders come in, then the stock, well, maybe in fact there'll be a bit of narrowing of that gap. But you must be wondering why we're comparing these two names. Well, the reason is Sapphire Foods India and Devyani International, they operate outlets of KFC and Pizza Hut restaurants. Now, both the companies are franchise operators of Yum brands here in India. Which brings us to the point, then what's the difference between these two? Well, on the outlets front, Devyani operates more than 1,000, which is higher than Sapphire, which operates roughly around 620. Devyani is a more tightly held entity with the promoter holding at around 63%. They also have the faith of investors after they have created massive value for shareholders in Varun Beverages. Now, on the flip side, Sapphire is a PE owned and the shareholding is a little bit more fragmented with lower promoter holding. Sapphire Foods has been plagued by the exposure to Sri Lanka, as they had a fairly large exposure to Sri Lanka, which has come down drastically actually. Remember, Sri Lanka has been hit by political developments in the past few months. Devyani International, well, they opened their first Costa Coffee outlet in 2005 and they operate 55 Costa Coffee outlets here in India. Now, Costa Coffee's global business was acquired by Coca-Cola in 2018. And so the street was worried about renewal of this particular contract, as Devyani's sister concern, Varun Beverages, was a bottler for Pepsi. But Coca-Cola entered into a revised development agreement with Devyani for Costa business in August 2021. That indicates the faith in the groups, but for the core India operations, which is bulk of the profitability, well, the gap is just around 210 basis points. Well, before we wind down, let's get the valuation chart up for you on the screen. So we need to see what happens next then. Will there be a narrowing of gap between these two? And if that happens, how does it happen? Sapphire moves to Devyani or Devyani reverses? Well, time will tell on that front. Well, we've completely run out of time on this edition of Inside Out. It's goodbye from Sonal and myself. But you do write to us and tell us about companies you want us to discuss and you want to hear about. We'll try to feature them on the show. Thanks so much for watching.